I am thinking of changing how I try to grow vanilla. Right now, I am trying to grow my vanilla in a hanging basket, which has been overtaken by weeds, and you can see it comes off the edge of the basket and it hangs down the side, and the roots look terrible. It gets really dry, especially in the winter, because it's hard for me to keep it humid enough. Occasionally I get a decent looking root like right here, which is still got a green tip on it, but even this root doesn't look so very nice. So I'm thinking of taking my vanilla out of the basket, or at least a piece of it, and putting it on a moss-filled trellis. So this isn't really a trellis as much as it is some moss wrapped in plastic yard fencing and put in a jar. I made this a few years ago because someone told me about how they did this for their miniature mounts and it kept them really moist. But it didn't work very well for me because when they're very moist, they have a tendency to fall over sideways, like so. And they were sort of top heavy. But I thought I might try this with my vanilla because it's not doing well in the hanging basket, which is how I've tried to grow it for the last 2 or 3 years. So this piece right here, this piece of vanilla, this is basically what happens to my villanella when it comes out of the hanging basket, is that basically I have vine and all the leaves fall off. All the leaves turn brown, they fall, so you can see I have a vine piece right here with no leaves on it. And I've taken it and put it on the mount, trying to tuck it close. This had one like little live root piece right here. So here, this one bit of root, I have tucked it underneath here, and we'll see how it does. I don't know if vine with no leaves will survive, or if it'll just turn brown and die. All right, since I don't know if a leafless piece of vanilla is going to work, I have cut a second piece from my hanging basket. It's actually quite hard to get it off completely out of the hanging basket because bunches of the roots have stuffed itself down into the moss in there, that's under the weeds. And I'm going to attach this second piece to this one right here, though it's kind of long, so I'll have to figure out how to do that. Alright, I had to switch to a different vase that was wider, and I was able to wrap the entire vanilla around the moss, and we'll see how well it does. And this is the cut end. So usually you're supposed to put the cut end in the soil, but I think based on the direction of the leaves for this, that this is actually the direction of growth. So it had died on this end, right down here, which was brown, and the end that I cut was actually the growing forward end. So we'll hope that this still works. And the idea behind this is that I would be able to water the moss from the top like this. The excess water is going to drip down to the bottom of the vase, and it'll be able to wick back up. And so, of course, the one that's tilted, this is one of the reasons I had to stop, is that, of course, if I'm watering it to the moss, it's probably just going to pour out the sides, so like that. So we'll have to see how well it does. I may have to hold it straight while I'm watering it. So here's my new vanilla growing experiment, and we'll see how well it does.